Hi, this is Rana Abu Quba Chamsi, and here is SEO in 2025.
Rana, what's your number one SEO tip for 2025?
Actually, in 2025, everything is changing. So, my tip is to build trust and focus on brand awareness for your clients.
Okay, and you also talk about the fact that traditional metrics are losing their importance. So, what traditional metrics are no longer success factors?
Everything is changing. We in the SEO world, we live with changes, but really what's going on now is changing everything. We have witnessed lately a very change in the ranking, for example, for websites. SERPs are moving, and some websites that have always used to be in the top positions are losing their positions to new websites. And of course, we have the SGE story integrating AI with the results from Google, which is also affecting the results and coming in the zero position one more time, making it harder to the SEO guys to follow only the ranking and only the number of clicks. It's more than that, a story of not worrying about the ranking, but really guiding qualitative traffic to your clients.
Now, we'll get on to how trust signals and brand awareness will drive success, but let's go into the different elements that you're talking about that either aren't so important now or are more important than they used to be. And something else that you mention is Google Shopping. So why is Google Shopping becoming more important, and what do SEOs need to do about it?
Actually, Google Shopping is becoming more and more dominant in its domain. It's becoming more and more strong, collecting all the data and comparing everything. Of course, that's natural. We could imagine that success. But for clients, they really should work harder to attract clients and to be on the top of the search and to attracting the right client who will buy from them. So it's for me a question between two things. First, to offer really good offers so that you can keep on as attractive as you can for the client. But the another part of the story is really to building trust with your clients so that when they will see your result, they will say, yeah, I want to buy this product from this website. So that's why I see it's more than ever a story of building trust so that clients will see you, recognize you, and choose to buy from you. We can expand our keyword research, which remains basic, of course, in any SEO strategy. But we can integrate more and more terms that will relate between the trust of the client, showing who we are and that I know what I'm doing, and showing really why my product is the best and that they should buy from this product.
So branding is important for Google Shopping, and discoverability is obviously important as well. I mean, it reminds me of Amazon as well, where you're wanting to appear, but there are so many different other brands out there, I guess, offering similar products and services. So how do you differentiate yourself? How do you get your brand recognized so people actually choose to want to do business with you?
Here we come to the basic. Now, as SEO experts until now, we have always been focusing on our KPIs, ranking, clicks, number of words, how many articles that we will publish, and all of that. It has been always said that the most difficult part of the SEO is the keyword research, and it's still the same, and it's much more harder now. We should try to answer the questions of the clients and try to build a concrete connection with them. So that, if I'm a business owner, I should not be afraid, for example, to show myself in a video so that people will recognize my face, will link my face to this product or this product, and trying also to adding signals here and there, like having a concrete, if I'm, let me imagine, if I'm a business to business, having a very good profile on LinkedIn, so that it will be also sending signals so that clients will check who am I and what's my reputation on LinkedIn. If I'm selling other stuff and other products, of course, it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So I see it in 2025 more than only being an expert in SEO. It's really being an expert in the social area around SEO and the social signals that are coming from other social networks. Let me give an example. Now we have witnessed, especially also of the with the CGE, but SGE, but not only. We have witnessed in the number of results that are appearing from Reddit and from Quora, which shows that clients are looking for some information that are coming from real people. Of course, with the augmentation of AI, people are much more in need of real, authentic information that they can find in Reddit and Quora and other social networks. So the SEO strategy now, more than ever, should include these social signals from here and there into our strategy to say that we have built and not wasted any of our chances to win.
It's interesting that when we started talking about branding, you went straight to personal branding. You went straight to talking about LinkedIn and the content and people recognizing your face and being comfortable with buying from you. Is building a personal brand for your thought leaders within your organization more important than the business brand?
Let me say it's a mix of both. Why? Because in marketing we have learned that so far in the university. I think people buy from people, so that I think in our challenging world today, personal branding is much more important than before. Because we have too many brands, too many products, and we have to put focus on both the value of the product that I'm offering, whatever the product is, but linking it with my face, with the face of people who are in charge of the client. Let me take a very funny example. If I'm doing for a client who repairs things, instead of writing an article about what he does, I might go to him and ask him to do a 20 minutes video talking about his work. I believe this will guide more important results to his work than only focusing on the products and what they can offer alone.
And we hear a lot about user signals. How important is something like conversion rates to SEO success?
A conversion rate, it has been very important and it will continue to be. Like when I have begun by saying that many KPIs have lost their importance, I'm not saying that they have lost it definitively, but I'm saying that we should not keep the focus on them as we should have before. So the click-through rate has been always a very important signal, and it's becoming more and more. We should focus on revenue. We should focus on targeting the correct clicks to our websites. And with the click-through rate, of course, when people will come, will interact, will read what is on my website, or where they will also order my products, that's really a very important signal to Google and other search engines that my website is serving the client and that I should keep my position as it is in the SERPs, not losing traffic.
So are you talking about just click-through rates from the SERPs or also click-through rates on your website, progressing through your website?
It's from everywhere. Let me say that the objective, what I see in 2025, as everything is changing and we are not stable anymore. So we should create this from different channels. Like when we say in the marketing, keep always the email marketing as your main channel, because whenever any other social network will disappear, you will keep always your email marketing traffic. So it's the same for me in the SEO. I should always keep the traffic that's coming from the social networks to my posts there, as well as to my products, which are presented there, and they will lead people to my website as strong as people coming from the organic traffic to my website. Even if I focus on the social stuff like Instagram and LinkedIn to be informative, then the products are clarified in my website, so the buying stuff will happen on my website. That's really a very good point. If I focus on this, I will be a winner in 2025.
And what's your stance on mobile optimization? Is that important for every brand, or are there certain types of businesses that need to focus on that more than others?
Actually, I'm surprised that nowadays there are still so many websites that are suffering from bad experience on their mobiles. Knowing that for most of the revenue that's done on the internet today, it's on the mobile. So first, we should focus on the mobile. Then, because since many years now, the first indexed version of our websites in the SEO, it's the mobile version. So I'm surprised that there are still many clients who are suffering from this issue. So yes, mobile is important for me for all types of products and all type of services. Because even if I will take the decision finally on the laptop, if it's something complicated like SaaS or something like that, but I will take the first impression or begin the search usually on my mobile.
So I think we accept that trust is important, user experience is important. Like the challenge with that to a certain degree is the fact that previous SEO metrics, maybe looking at rankings, traffic coming through from organic, was definitive. We could measure that. We could see the impact it was. Trust is a little bit more fluid and not so tangible. So how do you measure the positive impact of trust and brand awareness?
I see it because there are tools that are specialized in that, like Hootsuite or other stuff that we can integrate in our strategy. We have what we call listening tools in which we can listen to what people are talking about our brands in Instagram or in other social networks. And this is very important because maybe my brand is very famous on Instagram and I'm happy, but it's famous because people are searching, is the name of my brand a scam? So, so we should be attentive to everything that's going here and there because thanks to that, we will know how to orient all the information that's either on the social networks or either on our website to clarify and show that we are unique. So there are also KPIs to trust, to measure trust and to measure our brands, but it's a little bit far from our SEO domain. That's why I recommend to collaborate either to educate ourselves in the social domain or to collaborate with partners who are really strong in that and they can help us to have this social eye on our brands and clients.
So we've talked about many different elements that need to be focused on. There's a lot to be done. How do we know what to prioritize?
It depends on our brand, on our client, and what's the size of their work. And of course, the budget is behind all of that. But let me say, if we have to choose, we should give little less attention to the classical KPIs that we have followed all the years and add some of these KPIs, and we can increase that with time when we have more budget and more possibility.
If an SEO is struggling for time, what should they stop doing right now so they can spend more time doing what you suggest in 2025?
Actually, it's a nice question. Maybe I have mentioned it before, but be specialized in your work and look for a good partner in the social area so that you can offer both of you an offer for the client that can guarantee his success. Because I don't want you in 2025 to finish the year by having 2,000 clicks on the website, but not that much revenue. So find a good collaboration and go with that.
Great. Okay, that's an interesting perspective. So if you're an independent SEO consultant that sometimes produces content for your clients on their website, it's essential that you also need to be collaborating with a social media professional and having that content, I guess, amended a little bit for that particular medium and published there as a joined up approach.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Rana Abu Quba Chamsi is an SEO consultant and trainer, and you can find her over at Expando.Digital. Rana, thanks so much for being part of SEO in 2025.
Thank you for the invitation. It was nice. Thank you.
I've been your host, David Bain. Get your copy of SEO in 2025, the book, over at SEOin2025.com.